University from Get Your Rock Out, and I'm here talking to the one and only Michael Schenker. How are you today?
Hello, I'm fine, and you?
Yeah, I'm great, thank you. Very, very good indeed. I think the last time we saw you was at Hard Rock Hell in November last year, and so it's been a while, and you've been really quite busy since then.
Yeah. Well, that is probably the last time we spoke was around the Bridge the Gap album release.
Yes.
And so, yeah, we have been touring the world since then, and we are just about getting ready to do it again.
No rest for the wicked, hey?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's obviously, I'm guessing everything is gearing up to the new album release now, which is just over a month away. And so tell us all there is to know about the new album.
Tell you about...
everything there is to know about the new album.
Oh, okay. Well, after Bridge the Gap, I already knew what I was going to do with the next album, which, has got now the title of Spirit on the Mission. And basically, I wanted to use more 7-string guitar. On Bridge the Gap, I introduced the 7-string a little bit, and I also wrote a song that was called Neptune Rising, which actually has got something to do with Wayne Findlay. He has been with me since '99, and he started to develop the 7-string since he has been with me, basically. And so at some point, I started to, look at it that it's something that I want to use for the future. And also, since Temple of Rock, we are all kind of known characters in the band, and so it was time for me to put Wayne Findlay. It was time to put Wayne Findlay more to the foreground, and instead of being a fifth wheel on the wagon, I saw now that because he is a character, as when he comes, he loves the water, he loves the ocean, and when he comes out of the water, he looks like a Neptune, like an ocean god with his beard and with his hair. And so I asked Dean, or Elliot from Dean Guitars, to build him a trident, because that's what the ocean god has got as a weapon. And and on the Bridge the Gap, I already made an introduction to that, and it was a song called Neptune Rising. And so because I knew that on Spirit on the Mission, we would be using more of that 7-string guitar. So now, basically, Wayne has become, responsible, and it's his room, the 7-string. That is his speciality. And so I asked him to come up with a few riffs, and then I added my ideas to it, and then took his stuff to it, and then we also created an additional chemistry there for a songwriting chemistry. Fantastic. That can be used in the future, and combined with the concept of the album, which was basically to keep it fast, energetic, hard, melodic, and then also a few songs with the 7-string that also introduced that deep, heavy sound, and combined together to balance it all out so that it reads like a good book, and it always keeps you entertained until the end. That was the idea.
Brilliant. And so, how does it, do you have a preference when it comes to the writing of things solely on your own, or bringing more people into the songwriting process? Do you find the two very, very different, and which do you prefer?
What was the question?
Oh, sorry. And do you find kind of writing on your own, or writing as a group effort? Which do you prefer, and do you find them?
Oh. Well, with Bridge the Gap and Spirit on a Mission, I have a concept, and so that is a starting point. Having a concept is a very important part, because then you know where you're going, and you don't have to be fishing around. And so very, very clear picture. And then I just, throw the elements in, and obviously, because I want Wayne to be responsible for the 7-string, I could be messing around with the 7-string, but I don't want to. I don't want to be sidetracked with it. So Wayne is going to be his instrument, like a keyboard. He's doing the 7-string, and so by doing that, just by doing that, we other elements are being created. That I necessarily would not come up with myself, and so basically it's either way is fine, you know, alone or with somebody. But if I make an album, and especially with Temple of Rock, this is a good way of doing it, to also combine the old with the new, and you know, and keeping a balance. You know, I would not want to have too much 7-string, because then it loses the balance of them. You know, it's kind of that what we know and what people kind of more expect would be diminishing slowly. So, you know, I want to combine it and get some new chemistry out of that, and it works really well.
Brilliant. Well, that's really good to hear. And I know that you said when the previous album was released, you were already thinking about this one. Are you already thinking about the next one that you're going to be doing?
I have already got an idea how not to get stagnant with the next album.
Brilliant.
And you know, instead of repeating yourself with something that you have already done, I have an idea how we can freshen up the next approach, and to make sure that there are additional new elements coming to the foreground.
Brilliant. And I'm guessing that you won't tell us any of those just yet. The recording process this time. I mean, the studio was robbed kind of mid-recording. It must have been a hugely stressful time for you.
Yeah, I mean, it was a slap in the face, definitely. Yeah. And, you know, getting a phone call, Michael, 4 of your guitars are stolen, some of the music. I couldn't believe it, you know. But you know, you have to get over it. And you know, basically, I just, you know, to make it okay for me, I just looked at it as a pre-production. And luckily, it was not compositions. It was just, you know, performance. And so we just kind of got up again and worked twice as hard, and it worked out well.
Wow! And so, did you have to re-record a lot? Had you lost quite a lot in that?
Yeah, when we lost quite a few vocals and quite a few lead breaks, but that's all done in a moment, you know. It's just moments, and so moment gone, you know. And but the main thing is that you know, I just looked at it as a pre-production. So pre-production means you basically rehearse a recording, and then you start recording, you know, when you have a clearer picture. And so basically that's exactly what we did. Instead of using the recording that we already used, that we did, but they got stolen, I just look at it, they stole the pre-production, and that's all.
Yeah, it's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
No, it's just something that you don't really expect to happen, like recording at all.
Yeah, that's the part of life that you know, sometimes good things like you know, that nobody expected can happen too, you know. So that's the thing.
Yeah. No, very true. And like extensive touring plans. I'm basically assuming that you're going to be touring as much as possible on the new album.
Yeah, absolutely. We are going actually a little bit over a month from now. We are doing the States for the first time with Herman and Francis.
Oh, brilliant.
And actually they haven't been over there for many, many years, and we have never been there together. And so that's going to be exciting for them and for us. And then we're going to go to Japan in June. So we're going to be touring America end of March, all of April, and beginning of May. And then we're going to do some festivals in Germany and in Sweden and so on, and in all sorts of different places. And then we are going to, then hopefully we are going to Australia and South America, and then some more shows in Asia. And so, you know, I think it's going to be busy in 2016.
Yeah, just a little. Yeah. That's brilliant. And when it comes to kind of looking at Spirit on a Mission, can you pick a track that is your absolute favorite from the record? Or
right now,
on a daily basis?
Yeah, right now, definitely Live and Let Live. You know, it's just my favorite at this point in time. And I love the energy, I love the melody line, I love the, you know, there is guitar pieces in there, and it's full of energy and melody, and I love it.
Brilliant. And do you release an album and then start looking back and wishing you'd done different bits differently? Or when the album is finished, do you just think, no, this was absolutely the best we have done at the time and I wouldn't change a thing?
Yeah, that's what I don't do. I don't go and dwell on it. Done is done, and it is done. And that's what happened, and it was expressed at that moment, and every moment will be different. And so why should I create 20 different moments with the same music, I think the moment I did it and the moment it was done, that's the way at that moment it needed to sound. And, and if I want to do something different in the future, I do it with different songs.
Fantastic. It's a good way of looking at it, and not spending weeks and weeks being upset that you didn't change something.
Well, I can imagine that some people maybe have a problem. I think I know some people, they have a problem. They write something and they analyze it so much, and at the end they are so done with it, they throw it away. And so it's very important to know that actually self-expression it's an art, and there's not there is not really good or bad. It's just an expression, and the expression is more important than what's around it, the packaging. And so I think it's like expressing something, but not consume it until it's dead before you even get a chance to put it out there, because we can actually kill it in our heads by over-analyzing it. And it becomes like you can't stand it anymore. And so I learned that a long time ago, and so I get done with it and I put it away. I don't analyze it, I just leave it and hopefully other people can enjoy it.
Oh, brilliant. I think I really do. I love that way of looking at it. It's very, very refreshing. So brilliant. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk. It has been a great pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think the album release will be brilliant, and I have absolutely no doubt that I will see you at some point over the next few months.
Great.
So brilliant.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Take care.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.